You get stale.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
You forget about things like stale.
Popcorn. Popcorn. Stale popcorn.
Popcorn.
Pop.
This is the
Stale popcorn.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. I'm Steven, and with me as always is my good friend Chris. Chris, how are you now?
I'm doing terrible, Steve.
Oh.
I'm angry. I'm upset.
Heavens to Betsy, please tell me.
It's just been one of those days. Everybody want to wake up. Done I'm on a suck. Done I'm on a, you know.
Yeah.
You heard that song?
Yeah, and I seen the movie. You ever see that movie, One of Them Days, with Keke Palma? And
You saw it?
I saw it, yeah.
You like it?
It was pretty good, yeah. I liked
I
it.
saw it, got good reviews, but I'm always a little weary when it's one of those type of movies because it seems like they always get the good reviews. Not that I'm conspiracing here.
No, I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, moving on. But really, Chris, hold on. Are you doing well? You doing good? Just checking in on you.
It's just the last couple days I've been in physical pain, emotional pain, sexual pain.
Oh.
In an order that would surprise you, Steve.
Oh, well, all of those sound just rough, man.
Now, I went to the old dentist last week.
That's where the sexual pain comes from.
That was and my mouth has been hurting.
Yeah.
It's been sore. And, he shot me up with Novocaine to work on the tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Jack Quaid here.
Yeah.
And then a couple days go by. It still hurts. I'm popping them pills. I'm Amy Winehouse in this thing here.
Ooh.
And it's still, after a couple days, it's still painful. And call the dentist yesterday. Hey, is it normal? Is it the inner cheek where they shot me up with numbing stuff? It hurt. Is this normal? And they're like, you should come in. We got a spot at 1. And I'm at work here, so I go to the boss. Hey, dentist, hey, what do you think? All right, sure, whatever. So I take off work. I go drive there right away. I sit there. I check in. It's like, all right, it's like 1:30, 1:45. And you know me, I'm not a confrontational man.
Mm-hmm.
They squeezed me in. I was so nice of them. But I'm like, all right, it's like 2 o'clock. I've been sitting here an hour. Ain't nobody seeing me. I go up to, hey, no one's got me yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's a little busy. Plus, you count as you're a walk-in. I'm like, well, they told me to come at 1. We scheduled an appointment. In my mind, if you tell me a time and I come here at that time, that's an appointment. But, whatever. Sitting there another 30 minutes. 3 o'clock. It's been 2 hours. I'm sitting there. Everyone else around me, they're going in, they're getting out, they're getting burgers, they're getting fries here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you've been sitting somewhere so long where it's like, I should just leave. But I'm like, I've invested so much time in this where I'm like, I need some sort of outcome. So I get up there again and like, this is the most confrontational I've been, Steve. I'm like, listen, okay, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be a joke here, but when will these... What does he say?
Not trying to make anyone have the worst day at their job.
Not trying to be funny. Not trying to get a laugh. Don't want anybody to have the worst day at their job.
I sit there for like 3 hours until finally some dental hygienist pulls me back and she's like, what seems to be the problem here? And I'm like, well, seems like my bloody mouth is hurting here and my cheeks, I'm dying. Let me go ask the dentist. And she comes back with some like flyer and she's like, hey, it looks like you need a root canal. Go to this place here. And I'm like, wait, seriously? And I'm like, all this just for you to give me a flyer? I think they're just trying to shoo me out of here.
Yeah.
I was about to leave. I'm like, hang on a sec. Like, why would I need a root canal if my jaw hurts?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, your jaw hurts? I'm like, yeah, that's literally what I told you 2 seconds ago. And she's like, oh, I guess I misunderstood you. I thought you said your tooth hurts. And I'm like, no. Finally, I'm just like, give me the man. Just give me the man that did this to me,
Mm-hmm.
And I finally bring him in. He's like, oh, yeah, my bad. Would you like a prescription? I can write you a prescription for some medicine that should help. Would you like that? I'm like, no, I would not like the cure to this freaking thing. Give it to me, man. He writes it down. And then I go straight to the pharmacy here. I go to Walmart and I run up there. Hey, give me this here, whatever the penicillin, moxicillin, whatever we're talking. And they're like, all right, it's going to be about 15 minutes. I'm like, really? It's
Heard
just like
before.
pills in a bottle. Like, I'm pretty sure I can see a bottle right there. Just hand it to me. Like, it's going to be 15 minutes, sir. And I'm like, all right. whatever. Wait around 15 minutes, get the little text, ready to pick up. I get there to pick up. Hey, I'm ready to pick up. Here we go. And they're like, you have to wait for the pharmacist because he stepped out, but he has to consult before he can give anything. And I'm like, all right, sit around another 15 minutes. And he comes back. And honestly, I swear that's like the most pointless job because all he does, he reads the little instruction on the pill thing. It's like, all right, take 1 to 2 pills a day. Any questions? I'm like, no, give it. I'm like, you made me wait 15 minutes. I could have read that. You could have read this. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
And then today, I go to the theater. I go to see bloody Mission Impossible. I see it. It's like a 3-hour movie. Drive home. It's late. I get home around 8:45 or so. Getting down. I'm going to pod in 15 minutes here. I open my phone here. I see a little notification. Tell me if this has happened to you, Steve. Find my AirPods last seen at blah, blah, blah. I'm like, God! Like, obviously they fell out of my pocket in my seat at the theater because I reclined back here. And I'm like, it's so late. I don't want to drive back because it's like a good 15, 20-minute drive. And I just drove there. So I'm like, it's going to take me 50 minutes. And I'm sure I'm going to go there tomorrow. Or at least my wife's going to watch something tomorrow. So I call them up here. And it's like an automated... Hello, this is Regal. Press 1 for tickets. Press 2 for pricing. Press 3 for concession. And just goes through all of these till like 9. And then it's like finally 0. Press 0 to talk to a staff member. All right, press 0. So we can connect you to the right store. Type in your zip code. All right, beep, 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 boop. Oh, welcome to Regal 16. Press 1 for tickets. Press 2 for pricing. Press 3. It just goes through it all. I'm like, all right, whatever. And it finally gets to the talk to the reception person. All right, beep. Hello, this is Jonathan at Regal here. And I'm like, hey, Jonathan, I just left there like 20 minutes ago. I was in theater 13, seat D6. I know my AirPods, I guarantee they're just in my seat there. Can you just go grab them for me? And can I just come get them tomorrow? Is that all right? And he's like, we can't do that. I'm like, what? I can give you the seat. I mean, it'll take like 30 seconds. I can tell you exactly. Yeah, we can't do that. And I'm like, it brought me back to the big sick. I'm like, who's this we, man? It's just me and you. I'm like, can I talk to someone else here? Can I talk to the manager? We can't do that. I'm like, oh, all right. Thanks for nothing here. Hang up. I drive all the way over there. Try to get to the theater, and there's the ticket lady, and I'm like, hey, my earbuds, left them here. Can I just go grab them? She's like, we can't do that. I'm like, again, all right. I can I just want to grab them, please. And she's like, what we could do is I could call a manager and then they can come look with you. I'm like, whatever. So then I see a manager and she's like, oh, you, what you looking for, huh? AirPods. Oh, yeah, we got those actually. Let me go grab them. You wait right here. And so I'm waiting there, and she goes in some room. Yeah, I wait 5 minutes. I wait 10 minutes. I'm like, did she just forget about me? I'm like, screw this. And I just go in the theater where I sat, and they were just sitting there right on my seat. I'm like, I grabbed them and I got the hell out of there. And I got home about 5 minutes ago, and that's why I'm all riled up here. Yeah. I'm like, you could have just. I know it was my fault, but still, could you not cut a man a break?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas?
No.
He has a day kind of like that, and he just loses it and goes on a killing spree. So I feel like in an alternate universe. but I'm sorry, man. That sounds like a horrible day. The title of your movie would be Chris's No Good, Horrible, Awful Day.
I know, yeah.
Jeez. Well,
oh, how's your day, Steve?
I mean, by comparison, Christopher, I didn't have to wait an absorbent amount of time for some losers on me. So hopefully this episode, we can lift your spirits a little bit, talk about some stuff and things. But diving in, I got some news if you won't indulge me.
Sure.
Well, actually, I got a shout out, first of all.
Ooh.
On the YouTube, user 7K System. Shout out to you. Thanks for listening. He's been leaving some replies on our videos. So if you ever want to shout out here on the episode, bloody comment below, subscribe. We'll get right back to you with some news. Chris, I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
You got any plans for December 2026? Cancel them.
Okay, I was going to go to a wedding, but
Cancel
you're right.
it. You're going to be
All right,
busy.
I'm
Let me tell you.
canceling it.
Things have shifted in the release schedule for next year.
Mm.
In the month of December, we got Shrek 5. We got
right.
Ice Age 6.
Okay.
We got Roger Eggers' Werewolf.
Sure.
We got The Chronicles of Narnia. And then on the same day, we got Dune Messiah and Avengers Doomsday.
They should just merge Avengers Doomsday.
Chris, you're already ahead of the curve. I was gonna. That's what the internet is affectionately calling
really?
it. Yeah, like the Barbenheimer.
Here I was thinking. I mean, it was pretty easy to say that.
You got it.
But that flows off the tongue better than bloody Moan Gladiator, Glicked, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so exciting news coming there. And then the Secret Wars was also pushed to 27. So a lot of delays and pushes. But yeah, you got any news from me, pal?
I got one.
Mm-hmm. Glenn's Corner, where I'm sitting in the corner looking at nothing but a picture of Glenn.
Sydney Sweeney shared a cryptic tweet about Anyone But You sequel starring Glenn Powell. You'll just have to wait and see. It's not a no, and it's not a yes. I don't have an answer that I could say for you. So, what a cryptic tweet.
Gosh dang it. A couple of things. Yeah, if you look on our Instagram, we posted a funny little bit about us talking where our lives come to that we're just talking about Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, sure. You know,
that would just be a life goal just to get Glenn on for one of these, or even just a weekly. We just ask him one question like, hey, Glenn, is it true there's going to be Anyone But You too? And he'll be like, maybe.
Cool,
all right,
thank you.
Talk to you next week, Glenn.
Just have him on speakerphone. Yeah, I don't know about this week, guys. Well, Chris, I got a question for you. That question's, you been watching anything lately?
I seen Final Destination, Bloodlines. You seen any of these?
I have, and they're not for me. Yeah.
Too gore?
It's so stressful for me. I can't. I grew up in the generation where I can't drive behind a log truck anymore, you know? And I just can't do it. It's too stressful for me. And it's also like, I get scared of normal things happening in my house because of these movies.
We were marathoning them last week to prepare. My wife, she's a huge Final Destination fan. She's a Destination douche, if you ask me. I hadn't seen them before, and I gotta tell you, I didn't really love them. Because it's like every movie could always start scene one. Something tragic happens, a bunch of people dies, and then it zooms out, and it's like, oh, it was just a premonition, and then he stops them, and then one by one, all these people that were supposed to die then are dying in different ways. And then at the end, you're like, oh, whew, they made it out here, and then something happens at the end, and it's like, oh, it's Final Destination 2. Guess what? Same exact thing. Final Destination 3. Oh, same thing. Like, I think the first one is cool because it's like, all right, this is kind of interesting. Like, you got the fun deaths. But to me, it's just like all repetitive. It was like the same movie over and over. And to me, it was less stressful because I'm like, I already know they're going to die. It's like, to me, it's not. That took the stress out of it. So I didn't really like them. Don't tell the wife that. So I wasn't expecting much for the new one. Yeah. But I actually kind of liked the new one. It was definitely my favorite out of all of them. It's similar formula, but it's more different than the other ones. And I thought it was funnier. I thought it had more comedy. And maybe it's because it's a newer movie that looks better. But it was pretty good, actually. I think I'll probably stand up, give it 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
So just like it's fine.
I'd say it's my favorite horror film so far this year. Off the top of my head, it was better than the clown one and the Until Dawn. And
okay, so if I may, the villain of this movie is just death, right?
It's like wind and water, I'd say. Mainly wind, I'd say.
That old rascal comes after all of us at the end.
If there was no wind or water, no one would die.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess
I don't really care for the villain. I guess to me, I'm like, I don't really like the supernatural. It's not that fun to me.
Yeah. I mean, people go see those movies for the Rube Goldberg-esque deaths anyway. So
it is kind of fun. It was funner to watch because I saw it was pretty packed. Like a lot of people were seeing these movies. Fun to watch with like a big audience because if people are like squeamish and such. I'm like, it's kind of fun. So maybe that's why I liked it more too.
Fair enough.
And then I seen another movie. I got to look up the title because I've already pushed it out of my mind here. It's called Hurry Up Tomorrow. You heard of this?
Oh boy, I have heard of it, but only the most negative feedbacks from it.
It stars Jenna Ortega, The
Weeknd.
Weeknd, and I'll be useful, sir.
Yeah.
Barry
Keoghan.
Keoghan?
I forget.
Keoghan?
Yep.
What have you heard of this film, Steve?
I've just seen that clip of The Weeknd trying to act his hardest. Of him yelling at Jenna Ortega.
Hour 40-minute clip of him trying his best here.
Yeah.
This movie, it's got everything I hate about a movie. Steve, can you tell me, I feel like you know me pretty well. We've known each other a while. What type of things do I hate in movies? What are my pet peeves?
You hate dreams / like vision sequences.
Check.
Bad acting.
Check.
Wasted actors.
Check.
If it's too long.
Check.
If it's a slow, lame story with nothing happening.
Checkmate here. You got them all. It was literally like everything I hated wrapped in one. It starts off, I'm just going to spoil this movie because it's not fun. It's a bad movie. I legit think this might have been the worst movie I've ever seen.
Ooh.
Like, I literally can't think of a worse. I thought it was like way worse than Megalopolis.
Wow.
Any of those from like, what were our bottom? Megalopolis,
Borderlands, Atlas.
Borderlands, and Atlas. It was worse than all of those.
Oof.
Because this one, it's like, it literally starts off and it's like a 2-minute scene of The Weeknd, just like, you know, like a singer warm up thing with his lips like,
like Sharpay.
Yeah, like this. But it's like 2 minutes, and I'm like, oh gosh, all right. It does a lot of like you said, those dream sequences that I hate. I didn't have epilepsy before I watched the movie, but I'm pretty sure I got it from the movie. Like, it physically made me ill. Like, I had like a migraine, and I was just like, ugh. And
you should sue them.
Yeah, I should. Funny enough, the wife went and saw it, and she lasted 40 minutes, and she was like, I got a migraine, I got sick.
Really?
Like, same thing. So let me know if anyone else, by golly, saw this movie, if it made you physically ill. Basically, the plot of the movie, Jenna Ortega, it starts off, she burns down a house, and she's like crying, and The Weeknd, he's got a voicemail from some girl that's like, you ruined my life. And he's real sad. He missed the girl. And that's 50 minutes, the first 50 minutes.
The first?
Yep.
There's multiple 50 minutes.
And then he's a singer, and he's at a concert, and afterwards he runs into Jenna Ortega, and then they hang out for a night, and then it's like the next morning, and he's like, I gotta go to tour. That's when you find out she's real crazy, and he's about to leave, and she bashes him on the head, and then she ties him up, and then she starts dancing to his songs. He's like, you're crazy. Barry comes in, and she fights him, and then she ends up burning it to the end, and then it ends. Like, that's the plot. It's stupid. It's a bad plot. There's one scene where they're in a car and the camera just does like a 360. And like, you remember in The Village, they do the 360 pan around. But imagine that, but like close quarters in a car, but they do it like 6 times in a row, like full speed. And I'm just like, like, that was where I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, who is this for? And they used to do like a lot of those. I think they're like, we want to show how chaotic it is. But I'm like, you can't watch this.
That's certainly chaotic.
It was very chaotic, and it was trying to be different, I guess. But it was, again, I think it was the worst movie I've ever seen. It had everything I hated. So I'm going to stand up and boo, boo. And I think this might be my barometer whenever I have bad movies, because I can't imagine anything being worse. So I'm going to say
just the worst of the worst.
12 minutes booing. I don't know if I've given anything worse than 12. There's bad movies that you can watch with people and it's like fun, but this, like, I'm warning you, it will make you physically ill. Don't watch.
I would like to know the people around The Weeknd who hype him up, tell him he can do these things.
He was in another show, right?
Yeah,
that was like the worst show too.
Idol, yeah. What he needs, Christopher, is a Marlin clownfish type. You think you can do these things, The Weeknd, but you just can't.
You just can't. Yeah, he sure does. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Steve? You watch anything?
I watched one television program, Christopher.
Ooh.
The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 6. We'll jump into some cons and then finish on some high notes. But, you know, Chris, I've been pooping on this show. Been verbally abusing it, physically abusing it.
Sexually?
No.
Oh, sorry. Allegedly.
I have to repent a little bit because I thought this episode was pretty good. I liked it. I think it's the best of the season, to be quite frank. Maybe the series? Maybe that's too early to call.
I think I disagree with you, but go on, buddy.
Okay. I thought it was really good, but we can dive into some cons, of which you probably have some, so you want to dive in?
I thought it was fine. I'm not real back, like a whole episode on the past. That's never been my cup of tea here. I did like it. It was fun. Like I think it would have been better if they spent like half the episode doing that and then half of it present day. That's my main qualm, is like I just like the story to progress.
Yeah.
And I don't mind a flashback here or there because, you know me, I like Pedro. I like seeing him. I want just a flashback. Go forward, not a whole. I never really like it when they have a whole episode dedicated to one person or just the past or whatever it is. I guess is my main con.
Fair enough. I get that. I understand where you're coming from. I smell what you're stepping in. My biggest con of this whole episode, I have in my notes, get a fork, you troglodyte.
Oh, yeah. What is wrong with her?
What is wrong with you? And then she uses her hands to eat the cake. Sure, whatever, she's a kid. But then she doesn't wash her hands and gratefully accepts his handmade guitar. I was screaming because I was like, listen,
she's got a history of not washing her hands.
Hey! Yeah, Joe, he doesn't have the right finish on this guitar.
I know.
And now your oily, greasy little hands are it broke my heart. I didn't care for that, honestly. Minor nitpick. And then also, I didn't like how it ended because they had a really powerful scene. And then for some reason, they went back to the present and it's just like Ellie sitting in the rain. If you would have left the episode on that ending with Joel and her, it would have been a lot more powerful.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, hey, we're back here. And I'm like, we know in the next episode we're going to be back in the present.
Yeah.
So why'd you do that?
And it made me more mad too because I'm like, they cut. I'm like, hey, maybe they'll show at least like a 5 minutes scene and it just ends. And I'm like, what was the point of this?
What's the reason? Yeah. That was dumb. But going into pros, of which I have many, I love, Chris, a bloody bookend storytelling where it opens up with Tony Dalton, Joel's dad, bloody.
Oh, yes.
Chef's kiss casting, if you ask me. Who is it? Lalo Salamanca. And it's just this, this episode is a story about dads just doing their best with what they've been given. I can relate to that as a father myself, Christopher, It was really good. You get to see that relationship of Ellie and Joel, which is that's the whole story. All this other stuff is just superfluous. It's really just about Joel and Ellie. So that's why I like this episode so much, because I was like, we get to learn more about it, and then we get to see the fallout that happens, the slow crumbling away of their relationship. It worked really well for me, mostly because I don't remember how it went in the game. So I was like kind of watching it for the first time. I thought at the end, Pedro's performance, it was just like that time I hit that deer with my car. He killed it, man. It was, phenomenal acting out of our boy Pedro. You could just feel it. I was like, who would have thought the best thing about this show would be the best actor you have in the series, And it's kind of sad because you're never going to see any of this again. I'm pretty sure this is the last time we'll see him. Yeah, I just thought it was great. And
I just hope you'll do a little better than me.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
Pedro. Come on, generational trauma. Come on. That was just, I thought it was really, really good. I liked the bit of him killing that guy from Goonies.
He's in Fugitive.
Yep.
He's one of the cop guys. Yeah.
Do you think Joel was right in what he did, killing him like Lenny?
It's kind of like their rules, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like following the rules. I mean,
he did what was right.
I was definitely more on Joel's side than Ellie's. I was like, shut up. I mean, it's already happened. So, like, you're just making it worse for Catherine O'Hara here to be like, oh, he shot him in the head, because it's like, obviously she's sad, but she's like has a higher thinking of her man. Oh, man, he knew the rule, didn't want to risk it. He ended himself, brave man versus like, oh, Joel just shot him in the head.
Yeah, there you go. Ellie just ruining everyone's day.
I thought Bella, she's good at acting as a kid. So like the first flashbacks when they're at the dinosaur place, I'm like, this
it's fine.
Makes sense. She looks like a kid. She acts like a kid.
Kids are annoying. So yeah.
Kids are annoying. And then it's like as she gets older, I'm like, she still looks like a kid. Doesn't work as much. I mean, turn into a con. But the pro is when she's a kid, I think it makes sense for her role.
Yeah, I really like that. I like seeing Joel doing his best under the circumstances. And, he's trying real hard. And she just is like taking it for granted.
Ruining everything.
It's like that stone tablet, taking it for granted. Anyway. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode. Probably my favorite so far. But moving on, Chris.
Yes.
Do you want to dive into the main course? of this episode. We will jump into this episode as Tom Cruise dives into his popcorn. Have you seen that clip of him? It is fascinating to watch a man of his caliber. It looks like he is looking at someone talking to his wife across the room, and he's just a jealous man about to rip this guy's throat out of his neck.
Oh, yes.
Just aggressively throwing it in his mouth.
It's funny.
So what we'll do, we'll probably just go over some broad strokes story beats, and then no spoilers here, and then we'll go to some cons and finish on some high notes going in. I am very wary of trying to explain this story to anyone who hasn't seen any of the Mission Impossible movies beforehand, because there's a lot. There's a lot to go over. So we should just give our rating first and then kind of go into spoilers, because it's a lot. So what'd you think of it?
I thought it was good. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Mission Impossible guy. Enjoy the movies. I always watch them, but then I kind of just forget about them until the new one comes out. So to me, it's about on par with most of them. I'd stand up, give it like 3 minutes, I'd say.
Okay.
How about you, Steve? Are you a huge Mission Impossible man?
I'm a bigger fan than you. I do quite like them. I think they're some of the best action movies that we've got going on, you know?
Sure.
I didn't really like this one, if I'm being frank. And
yeah,
I thought it was one of the weaker ones of the series. I thought it'd be fun, Chris, to express my thoughts in a fun way. So if you can help me articulate, I need some participation on your end, if you will.
Sure.
So when I point at you, I just need you to say, then I got a movie for you. Okay? You good?
Okay.
If you love movies that talk at length about various plastic boxes,
then I got a movie for you.
If you like the idea of having multiple cuts to a MacBook screensaver for way too long,
then I got a movie for you.
And if you thought during a movie, man, I wish I was watching a different movie with some of the same actors and a slightly different story,
then I got a movie for you.
That's kind of what I thought throughout this whole thing.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
If you want to see a man's necklace 1,000 times.
Ooh, then I got a movie for you. Yes. I just thought it wasn't as good as the other ones. Rating-wise, I guess. It's tough, man. I don't know if I like our rating because this is better than like your Havoc or your Novocaine. You know, but I like aspects of that more than this. And so, like, I guess I'll just give it like a crisp 3 for now.
Just copying me here.
Well, I have some thoughts. We'll get into it. But so
let's get into the spoilers here.
My main thing, Chris, it doesn't have much new to say. My favorite entry into the series is Mission Impossible Fallout with the Cav, man.
With the Cav, my number 2.
It just had the best action there, and it was the most engaging, I feel. This one is bogged down with so much connecting of the backstories of the other movies. Yeah. It gets so much in the way, because I'm like, I get that it's the final one. You want to like connect it and kind of somewhat retcon some things. It just gets in the way of like having a good movie stand on its own, because you have to explain, hey, do you remember this guy who was in this scene for like half a second? He's a main character now.
He got sent to Alaska or wherever.
And then you got to show that whole backstory, and then you have to tell everyone like 3 times, because some people weren't alive when that first movie came out. So it's things like that where I'm like, I wish it could just be its own self-contained thing. The ending for me, too, was a lot like the Fallout ending, like almost to a T, where you got Tom Cruise trying to connect a thing or get the thing at the last second. They got to clip wires at the right time. And I was like, we've done this before. We've done a lot of this before.
A lot of that. There's a lot of clipping of wires.
This was done so much better in other movies. It just doesn't have anything new to say in that sense.
There's 2 villains, I guess. There's the AI and there's Gabriel.
Yeah.
And the AI, I was like, that's kind of fun or whatever, I guess. But I didn't, like Gabriel, I didn't really care for him as a villain.
Yeah, it was...
If you're talking best villain, I'd say best character in the franchise. Who are you saying?
I know you're going to say Philip.
I am going to say
Seymour Hoffman,
Philip.
which you're totally right. That's the best villain by far.
It's definitely him.
I'd go Henry next. But yeah,
I like Henry too.
This villain, it's like, what am I supposed to hold on to here?
I saw whatever the last one came out in theaters, so I guess it's been 2-3 years, like 2 years probably.
Yeah, too long.
And I was like, I didn't even remember this guy. For some reason, in my mind, the villain was the guy from Civil War. You know who I'm talking? The villain from Captain America Civil War.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't he in here?
No.
Whatever happened to him? He died?
I don't think he was in there.
He was in one of them. I thought he was the guy.
You're mixing some up.
I get a lot of characters mixed up, and I don't remember. Did Vanessa Kirby die?
Yeah, I think
she
so.
died? Did Rebecca Ferguson die?
Yep.
Alec Baldwin? Why wasn't he in this one?
Oh, he's in some battles of his own.
Yeah. I was hoping that he'd show up, but I was like, maybe his character died. I don't remember, but I was like, where's
his character
Alec?
did die, now that I think of it.
Oh,
I think it was in the last one. But I guess going back to the entity is what they call it. And I'm like, your whole premise is like, AI is bad. It's taken over. Real interesting, you know? It's stupid because it's not a tangible villain. It's the entity is basically God. Dale from Ozark is like the Pope. I don't know. It's just not interesting to see the messenger be the main guy who we don't really care about. And they have way too many conversations where they're like, this is what the entity wants.
I know. We got to do something
We have to do adversely contracting against the entity. That's what we have. Okay, if he's all-knowing, all-powerful, then there's really no hope. But for some reason, there's hope.
Some reason.
And also, it's not very fun. Like, the entity's like, oh, we're going to do nuclear warfare. And I'm like, yeah, guess what? That's happening right now in real life. And I don't want to see a movie that's like, reminds me of how bad our real life is. I want to go to escape. Like, we're always on the verge of World War III now. So when you see it in a movie, you're like, oh.
They were going for nostalgia, and they had a ton of flashbacks. They bring back random characters, but then they have that random guy that joins them that was never in any of the other ones.
Oh, yes.
What was the point of him? If you're going to bring a new person, like if you're going for nostalgia, you could have easily just brought back someone from one of those other movies, like Maeve. Whatever happened to her? You remember?
Yeah.
She was the girl in the second one, and you never see her again. Michelle Monaghan, she die in the movies?
I don't think so. See, that's another thing. They have the weakest team in this one. They got that black guy who I'm 99% positive he's from Top Gun Maverick. Pretty sure he won like a push-up contest with Tom Cruise, and he's like, hey, buddy, slap on the back. You're going to be in the next movie. How about that? Is this the Make-A-Wish guy? Yeah, we'll put him in the next movie. They got such a weak roster here, and I'm like, if you're going to play through nostalgia, get Michelle Monaghan back. She would have been better than the Inuit lady, right? Yeah. Or literally, get Jeremy Renner back.
That would have been funnier if the guy that he stole the codes from, you know, and he ends up on Alaska married to Michelle Monaghan as like a real get back.
You destroyed my life. I knew you would come for me.
You have a girlfriend? I'm a finder.
Yeah.
I'm a taker.
Such a weak team. Oh, Ving Rhames, by the way. He's the only other actor besides Tom Cruise to be in every single one of these movies. And you couldn't wait for him to be at the end. Like, they killed him off in the first 30 minutes.
You'll probably like this. I sit down, I'm watching the movie. It starts and this black guy sits next to me. He gets up, leaves, comes back like 20, 30 minutes later, and he sits back down. And he's like, anyone die? And it was after the black guy died. And I was going to be like, oh yeah, and then I like look at him like I couldn't remember his name. I was like, he's his friend. He's bigger.
I'm sure you know him.
I think his name's like Tyrone. I think that's what I said. I couldn't remember. I panicked, and this isn't like me. I never do this, but for whatever reason, I just like. And then I was like, his black friend. He's like, oh yeah, why didn't you say so? I'm like, oh, sorry. And then
yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, I was so sad. What is his name?
Luther,
that's right. Lex.
Yeah, I guess keeping harping on that team, it really bugs me because you can really tell Tom Cruise doesn't care about the other people other than Simon Pegg and his girlfriend. Because at the end, he's like, you guys stay here next to the bomb. We'll go. We'll go to, basically to safety. The whole time I was thinking, like, you see Hayley Atwell. It pissed me off because I was like, how do you know how to do any of this? How does anyone know how to do any of this?
What, like the guy that's like, I don't know how to defuse a bomb. Yeah. And then he's like, actually, if we just clip these 3 wires at the same time, we'll have exactly 10 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
That happened like 8 times in this movie where Simon Pegg's like, oh, we have to do this because of blah, 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 blah. I'm like, how? Where does this knowledge come from? And then Hayley Atwell's character, I'm like, you picked pockets. You're just a pickpocketer. And now you can fight like Navy SEAL guys and like do all this stuff. It's just every time she was on screen, I was like, man, I wish Rebecca Ferguson was here instead.
I know.
Because she was way better. That part with the CIA guy where he's like, oh, I'll just barely an inconvenience, where he clips the bombs.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's no tension here. Even if these 3 people die, I don't care if they do,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope they do.
Yeah.
And there's also not enough interaction between everyone to like make you think they care enough about each other. Because remember at the very end, they go to London or wherever, and they all see each other. And they're having this moment where it's like, oh, you. Oh,
yeah,
look,
what was
the
point of that? Like, one person actually interacted and, like, handed him the thing.
And the others were like,
and then the rest are just like, well, we flew across the country here. We're just going to give you a little nod and then leave. Like, why was everyone else there?
I know, it was really unearned because, like, Tom Cruise and the French lady, I'm like, you guys spoke to each other like 5 times. Like, there's no relationship there. At least none that is shown.
I guess I don't remember. She was just in the last movie, right?
Yeah.
And it seemed like she just kind of got stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
But when she's, like, saving Simon Pegg and, like, it looked like they'd, like, known each other for years and they're, like, best friends. I'm like, you just met him, like, a week ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it just falls on that where it's like, if you would have brought others back, bring Paula Patton back.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, I'm sure you could rise him up from the grave. Also, I just realized this. Not enough masks in this one.
Yeah,
that's the most fun part. There was only 2 at the beginning.
More. You could have just like brought back Alec Baldwin from the grave and been like, "Oh no, it was someone with a mask of him that died in that other movie."
Yeah,
just bring back anyone.
Yeah,
bring back John Voight,
Emilio Estevez,
Henry Cavill.
Well, he's pretty concrete. Dead. He fell off a cliff, and then
maybe someone wearing a Henry Cavill mask fell off a cliff. You hear what I'm saying?
I hate to be that guy, but his face actually got burned on the side, and so therefore we know for a fact that it was not a mask, Christopher.
Well, maybe there's technology.
Yeah, right. That's right. He had 2 masks on.
He double protection here. Yeah. He doubled up here.
Yeah.
This one, it didn't really have any iconic
stunts.
Like, scenes or stunts, because it's like Ghost Protocol. You have the one where he's jumping out the building and he jumps through the skyscraper, and the other ones you got him like doing the water jump and hanging on the plane. The last movie, he even had the like bike one where he rides the motorcycle and jumps off. This one was like him on a plane. Like it was good, but like to me it didn't hold the candle to the other ones. Like it didn't really have anything that amazing comparatively.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the issues with this series is people go to see these movies for one of 2 reasons: to see Tom Cruise almost kill himself and for like the cool action scenes. And in this one, it's like you try to keep getting bigger and bigger. There's one where he held on a plane while it was taking off. And I think they've done all they could, really. Unless they go to space and Tom fights, Katy Perry while she's up there.
Fast and Furious did it.
Oh, yeah, look how well that turned out for him.
I love it.
Would you like that one better than this
I'm more
one?
excited for Fast X2 than this one. I like me.
Does this one does it feel a little bit Fast X in its ridiculousness? No?
It is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I talked about it earlier, but that necklace, they showed it like 18,000 times, and every time it just bugged me so much. I'm like, it's been 3 minutes, and they're like, oh, we need the
You remember
key.
this necklace?
Zoom in on the necklace. Like, yes, you showed it 2 seconds ago. Why do you keep showing it to me? We remember. Oh, 5 minutes later, cut to I swear at least 15 to 20 times. And every time it just made my blood boil when I was getting that Arthur fist. I was like, oh my, please, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
Also, it would have been funny because the original plan was they wanted Gabriel to get the key and go outside and put it in the little microchip. And then it would have went it off. But afterwards, it does the little like Luther talk to Tom Cruise. Oh, hey, buddy, how are you? I was like, it would have been funny if he did it. And then it's just Luther talking to Gabriel. Hey Tom, how are you? He's like, what are you talking about?
That would have been funny.
You got any other cons, or should I go in my pros?
Yeah, we can go in some pros.
Stellar cast.
Oh,
you have the main stars, and then you get Milchick, who sounds exactly like Milchick pretty much. Which I was like, does he just sound like this?
I think so.
Ted Lasso, what's
Hannah
her name?
Waddingham, yeah.
She did an American accent.
Pretty good,
which
pretty convincing.
Was good, which normally I'm used to like hearing British people in American, and then I hear them like in their native accent. So this is like the first time I've been used to the British, and then I heard American. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Nick Offerman.
They had that one guy that's always a villain, but I guess
Mindhunter, guy from Top Gun Maverick.
Probably another man from Top Gun Maverick. The scuba lady, she looked familiar.
Oh, she was in The Mandalorian. Oh, there's also Natalie from Severance was in there for a bit, too. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, yeah.
The lawyer from Ozark, too.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Angela Bassett.
Oh, yeah. She was in some other Mission Impossible.
Yeah, she was in
ones,
5.
but...
President Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
I think they wanted the election to go a different way, and this is who that was supposed to be.
Steve Zahn, is that his name?
Oh, yeah. No. It's Shea Wiggum, I think.
Oh.
I know.
Well, close enough.
You're close.
They gotta be related, right?
They look enough alike, yeah. But yeah, star-studded. So many characters. I don't think many of them really do much. Oh, that one guy, the bank teller from Brazos in Game of Thrones.
Oh. Great cast.
That we went over everyone we knew.
Every single.
We didn't know their names, just where else they've been.
But I like him.
Real professional here, yeah.
He was in something here.
There's a part where Tom Cruise, he's just mucking about on that plane, and he punches Gabriel real good in the face, and he pulls his arm and presumably breaks it. In that part, Gabriel lets out a yell that is so out of left field and so uncharacteristic that I literally laughed out loud, because it's just like... It's so weird, like the way he does it, and that was pretty funny. I don't know if it meant to be.
We laughed. Our theater did.
Yeah.
I think they laughed more when he was like, "There's only one parachute," and then sliced his head.
Yeah.
Another con I just thought of that I don't know how I didn't say. It's like 3 hours long.
Oh, yeah.
No need for this, buddy.
Yeah, there's definitely no need. Way too long. Like I told you at the beginning, they just intercut with the Microsoft screensaver where I'm like, this is the entity talking. I'm like, this is not a great start. All you're showing me is better movies in the other franchise and this Microsoft screensaver. And I was a little bit dozing off. Back to the pros.
I'm sure if you're like a diehard Mission Impossible, you love the flashbacks and I'm sure my parents are jumping up for joy. Like, hey, that was in Mission Impossible 1. I remember that. I saw that in theaters, you know? Yeah,
like I said earlier, people see these movies to see Tom Cruise almost kill himself. And on the scale of like Tom Cruise killing himself from like 1 to dead, this is like a 7?
So it's like Epstein.
What does that have to do with anything?
I was trying to think of someone killing himself, but then I was like,
okay.
I was going to say Robin Williams. I was like, that's a little tasteless. I'll do Epstein. No one cares if I make fun of him.
Yeah. Kind of like what you said. The stunts are good, but they're not really memorable like the other ones. I think the best one is that plane scene, even though it goes on way too long. He's just a kid at the playground with those bloody monkey bars mucking about. The underwater one was pretty good.
I did get a little claustrophobe when he was crawling through the missile tube. I'm like, it made me shake and made me moan a little.
Yeah. Also, I'm no meteorologist, but how long does it take hypothermia to like set in?
Well, if you're in the Arctic, I think it cancels out. If it's so cold that it becomes hot, and I think it buys you a few extra minutes.
It's a classic dad answer where it's like, you had so much confidence in your language that you're like, this is it. This is the answer, right?
This is how it works. It's the double entendre, reverse negative. If we went through all the movies, because there's 7, is this the 7th?
This is 8, I think.
What would be your order? Could you give a quick... I'll do mine real quick.
Sure.
Best one is the 3rd, in my opinion. Then Fallout. I think it's Rogue Nation where he jumps in the water and does the water thing.
Yes.
Ghost Protocol, Dead Reckoning, and then Final Reckoning, and then the 1st and 2nd. That's my order here.
Fair enough. Mine's a little bit different. Fallout, and then Mission Impossible 3 with Philip, and then probably Rogue Nation, Ghost Protocol, Dead Reckoning, Mission Impossible 1, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, then Mission Impossible 2. So this is on the lower end for me.
In my mind, it's like Mission Impossible 3 and Fallout are like tier 1.
Yeah.
And then tier 2 is Protocol and all the rest, and then Mission Impossible 1 is tier 3 in its own, and then Mission Impossible 2 is like tier 7.
Oh, yeah, 2's definitely the worst, yeah.
So to me, it's probably my least of the tier 2s, but it's still like in that tier. So like to me, it's not like that big of a difference. If you want to know critic-wise, if we're going lowest is always Mission Impossible 2. I'm just going to go audience here. Second lowest is actually Mission Impossible 3. Only got 69% on audience.
Nice. They did it on purpose because it's so good.
And then it goes Mission Impossible 1, And then we go Protocol, Rogue Nation, and then Fallout. And then it's the final Reckoning, and then it goes Dead Reckoning Part 1 is the highest. So apparently people love it. We're the crazy ones here.
I guess, yeah. Tell us your rating in the comments. What do you think? Rank them. Tell us what you thought of the movie. You know what? I forgot. This movie will probably not make its money back because it came out the same weekend as Lilo and Stitch.
Do you want to know the budget for this one?
Oh, astronomical, probably. I want to say like 300, no?
It says 300 to 400 mil.
That's outrageous. Well, yeah, if you're still listening, thank you. It's been a long episode. If you're still around, thanks so much. Feel free to contact us personally. We got a Gmail, thestalePopcornPod@gmail.com. If you write us anything, we'll read it on air. Political manifestos, suicide notes, whatever it may be, we'll help you out. We'll make sure it's heard. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Farmers Only, Homestar Runner. What else?
AIM.
Yes, we are on IM.
Thanks for listening. Have a good week.
Bye.
Popcorn.
This is the
Stale. Popcorn.
Popcorn?